I mean, I think she launched a fake Me Too allegation against him, and she's lived to regret doing it because virtually every allegation she has made has fallen apart. And so for her to be honored for doing that, to try to ruin a man over absolutely nothing, is a scandal. And obviously they're looking for big stars to come here and generate pages on their magazines, but that was very wrong.
Right. My life was influenced most by my mother. Sitting here tonight, Willie Elaine McAlpin.
Oh, Blake's mother! Oh.
Megyn Kelly just revealed what Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds worked really hard to keep secret during the 100 gala. Their perfect-looking image fell apart when Kelly openly called out Blake's controlling behavior right there on stage. The big Hollywood power couple reportedly had a total breakdown backstage after being embarrassed in public. Sources say Blake has been using everyone around her, even her own mom, to protect her perfect image. We've got the shocking inside details on the mess that happened and what it means for their reputation.
Blake and Ryan and her mother decided to attend the TIME100 gala. There they are. Look, I got to be honest, they are trying so hard. All these photos are just so ridiculous. Look at the gown. This photo really took the cake for me. And I don't know if you noticed over here. Who is this woman? She is my spirit animal because she wants nothing to do with this malarkey. She's like, oh God, get me out of here. Now this one right here, you're going to see in a second. That's Leslie Sloan. There she is. Here's my hero. Whoever, I don't know who that is, but I love her stone face. And there's Leslie Stone, which we get for the first time. She doesn't tend to like to be in the press, but we're going to put her in the press. There she is with Blake's mother, Ryan, on the red carpet as they get ready for photo ops, having a good time. Look how much fun they are having at the red carpet event because, you know, that's what couples who are suffering with traumatic, crippling fear and harassment do, is they go out and smile for cameras and act like there's nothing happening. Ryan looks terrified. Like Ryan genuinely stuck between these women, all a PR stunt. I'm like uncomfortable. I'm visibly uncomfortable watching them sort of force themselves to events. So we were all asking, why are they at this event? What's actually happening?
It was supposed to be a night of celebration. The TIME100 gala where stars wear their best outfits, smiles are locked in place, and praise flows like champagne. But what started as a fancy evening quickly turned into Blake Lively's most public and embarrassing nightmare. As Megyn Kelly stepped onto the stage with her usual confidence, no one expected what would happen next. The room filled with Hollywood's top bosses and influencers who settled in, thinking they were about to hear another normal speech. The kind where celebrities are praised with nice words that feel a little rehearsed. But Megyn had something completely different planned. Her eyes moved across the crowd before stopping at Blake Lively's table. That's when her smile faded, her voice became sharp, and the mood in the room suddenly felt cold. "We're here tonight to honor influence," she began, her voice cutting through the background noise. But influence comes with responsibility, especially when it's built on carefully created illusions. Every person in the room turned to look at Blake. Her famous smile slipped, frozen halfway on her face. And then, without any warning, Kelly went straight for it. She showed a set of screenshots on the big screen behind her. Statements Blake had shared in interviews about how her drink brand, Betty Buzz, started. Blake has told a sweet story about making these mixers in her kitchen using her mother's old recipes. Kelly said, her voice cold and sharp. But that story doesn't match the truth. Former employees describe a very different situation, one where professional flavor experts did most of the work while Blake simply shaped the story to fit her brand. A soft gasp moved through the crowd. People sitting at Blake's table said her face turned white, her hands shaking slightly as she stared forward in shock. Ryan Reynolds, who usually has a joke or playful smile ready during tense moments, sat stiff and quiet next to her. The grin that fans knew from talk shows and magazines was completely gone. "You could see it," one guest later added. The exact second Ryan realized this wasn't a light joke. It was a full attack on her character. Kelly didn't stop there. Next, she showed a comparison video, clips from Blake's interviews over the years placed side by side showing clear contradictions in her stories. "Blake wants everyone to believe she built this business all on her own," Kelly continued. But she leaves out important facts like her wealthy background, her easy access to powerful Hollywood people, and the team of experts behind every product she claims to make herself. The silence in the room felt heavy. Forks stopped halfway to mouths. Glasses were left untouched. Even the waitstaff seemed to stop moving as Kelly's words hit harder and harder. Industry veterans shifted nervously in their chairs. Publicists whispered urgently into their phones. No one looked away. Then came the last hit. Kelly focused on one of Blake's strongest images, the loving, devoted mother. She has presented herself as a hands-on mom who pours her family history into her business, Kelly said. But people close to her team say she is hardly involved in product creation or daily work at all. It's an act, a believable one, but still an act. The final words felt like a slap. Tonight, we are not honoring Blake Lively, the actress, or Blake Lively, the businesswoman. We are facing Blake Lively, the illusion maker, a woman who has created a story of self-made success that is not real. From the stage, Kelly watched the reaction spread. Cameras caught Blake urgently whispering to Ryan, her hand covering her mouth, her face no longer calm, but scared. Her eyes moved quickly around the room, trying to measure the damage to her image. In that moment, the shiny image broke apart. Hollywood's golden couple had just been exposed in front of everyone, and every person in the room saw it happen.
You're gonna be avoiding her inside because she's expected to be here with Ryan.
I have a feeling she's going to be avoiding me. I won't be avoiding anybody.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And what do you think of her new movie, Another Simple Favor? People are saying she's feuding with Anna. Do you believe that? Or?
I couldn't care less, but I do care when people bastardize Me Too allegations against, people who don't deserve it. And I think, notwithstanding the fact that they can lawyer up with very powerful PR people and lawyers and so on, we have to be very clear-eyed on what looks real and what doesn't, and call it out when it isn't. Otherwise, no one who's actually experienced these things is going to be believed.
I got to give Megyn Kelly, hold on, this is going to hurt me to say, so much credit here for basically saying, we don't care about her movie, A Simple Favor 2 or whatever. Who cares? The point is, if she made up these Me Too allegations, which Megyn Kelly rightfully says pretty much every one of her allegations has been explained away, then she's bastardizing a movement. So this gets in the way of real victims. By standing up against somebody who made something up, if she did, you are clearing the path so victims have a sort of a highway, a transportation to get to the authorities, to get to the people that can help them, whether it be to share their story and be believed. It gets rid of the boy who cried wolf, if Blake Lively is that.
And what do you think of Hugh Jackman and Taylor Swift being dragged into this? Do you think it's unfair or?
Well, look, either Taylor Swift is her dragon or she isn't. I don't know. That's what Blake Lively says, so I guess I'll have to take her at her word, even though I really shouldn't. So if I were Taylor, I'd speak out about it. Obviously, she's reportedly distanced herself from Blake Lively. All right.
Yeah, there it is. So Taylor Swift deciding not to comment really at all publicly about this shows that she's keeping.
It was meant to be a night of celebration, a shiny evening full of glamour and awards at the TIME100 gala, where the world's most powerful people are honored under bright press lights and flashing red carpet cameras. But instead of enjoying praise, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds ran straight into a harsh reality check. And it all began the second Megyn Kelly stepped onto the stage. Hollywood's top stars were all there, dressed in designer outfits, ready for another round of sweet speeches and polite clapping. As Kelly walked up to the podium with her usual confidence, no one could have imagined the shock she was about to deliver. She started with a calm smile, slowly looking around the room. But when her eyes stopped on Blake Lively's table, everything changed. "We're here tonight to celebrate influence," she said, her voice sharp and steady. But influence comes with responsibility, especially when that influence is built on a carefully made illusion. Gasps spread across the room. Blake's face froze, her perfect smile slipping, while Ryan sat stiff next to her, unusually quiet. The tension was intense. But the drama didn't stop there. As cameras caught the couple's shocked faces, what happened next away from the spotlight showed something far more troubling. Once Kelly finished her speech, Blake and Ryan quickly left their table and rushed toward the private backstage area. Their usual red carpet charm was gone. No photos after the speech, No stopping to chat. They vanished, clearly desperate to avoid the fallout. According to an event staff member who saw the chaos backstage, Blake's carefully managed public image fell apart the moment she was out of view. She completely lost control, the source said. The calm, media-trained actress was reportedly unrecognizable, angry, emotional, and visibly shaken. She allegedly threw her phone across the room in anger, yelling at no one in particular. It was a side of her that fans and even some co-workers had probably never seen. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds, usually the funny one during tense moments, turned serious. Walking back and forth, phone pressed tightly to his ear, he was said to be urgently talking with their PR team. The easygoing, charming image he had built over the years was gone. Nothing like the relaxed guy he pretends to be in interviews, the insider said. He was panicking. He knew the damage was huge. As Blake continued to unravel, Ryan tried to control both the situation and her. "She can't say that about me," Blake reportedly screamed, still stunned from being called out in public. Her reaction showed just how deeply Kelly's words had hurt. The illusion wasn't just cracking, it was falling apart fast. One of the most revealing moments came when Ryan was overheard telling Blake, "We need to get our story straight before anyone talks to the press." That comment raised questions. It wasn't about truth. It was about planning, about control. It suggested their responses, just like their public relationship, might be more staged than real. Blake's anger then turned toward her own team. According to the source, she exploded at them, furious that Megyn Kelly had been allowed near a microphone without approval. "Someone needs to be fired for this," she reportedly shouted, refusing to accept that her PR shield had failed. But the most unsettling part came next. According to multiple insiders, Blake demanded that all footage of Kelly's speech be destroyed and threatened legal action against Time if it wasn't. It showed how far she was willing to go to rewrite the story and erase what happened. Instead of facing the controversy directly, Blake and Ryan disappeared completely, skipping the big after-party they usually lead. Their absence only made people talk more. For a couple so focused on protecting their brand to vanish during a crisis sent a clear message: they were badly shaken. But just as talk about Kelly's speech started spreading through Hollywood, an even more damaging detail came out. Megyn Kelly's biggest reveal hadn't even fully hit the public yet. While Blake and Ryan were falling apart backstage, Kelly had quietly dropped a bomb that was now spreading through the industry. The planned use of Blake's own mother. For years, Blake has leaned hard on her mother image to create a warm, relatable brand. Betty Buzz, her sparkling mixer company, is sold as a passion project born in her family kitchen, inspired by her mother, Elaine. "My mother taught me everything about hosting," Blake has said again and again. But Kelly shared private messages that told a very different story. "We need to push the mother story harder for the holiday campaign," read one message Blake sent to her marketing team. Another message told them to find old kitchen photos of her mom from the 1980s, even though the recipes were made by paid professionals, not Elaine. Even more troubling were claims from 3 former Betty Buzz workers who said Elaine had nothing to do with creating the products. "Elaine came to the office once," one product developer said. "She took some photos, but she had no role in the recipes or branding. It was all Blake's idea." Behind the family-focused ads and Instagram posts was a cold plan. Use Elaine's image to sell the product no matter the truth. Kelly then showed messages that crossed an ethical line. One text from Blake said, "Sales are dropping. Push the mom story harder. Get those childhood kitchen photos out again." That message lined up perfectly with a new wave of mother-centered Betty Buzz ads. Marketing expert Tara Winters reviewed the evidence and didn't hold back. "This isn't inspiration. This is exploitation. Blake is turning her mother's life into a marketing tool. It's manipulative and risky." Making things even more uncomfortable was Elaine's clear absence from 4 major product launches. Even though Blake's team blamed schedule issues, Elaine had been seen in New York during at least 2 of those events but wasn't invited. Texts from Blake showed a telling attitude. "Keep mom out this time. Focus on childhood memories instead." The most damaging detail of all came from someone close to Elaine. "She feels used," the family friend said. "She loves Blake and wants to support her, but she's very uncomfortable with how her life story is being twisted. Kelly's final hit was a message Blake had allegedly sent during a new flavor launch. Emphasize mom's struggle. People love that stuff. The carefully built image of Blake as a loving daughter creating a legacy brand was starting to rot from the inside. And the closer people looked, the more fake it all seemed. In the end, Kelly's takedown wasn't just a speech. It was the tearing down of a brand, a myth, and a woman who had sold the world an image so perfect, so polished, it allowed no flaws. But behind the velvet curtains and Instagram filters, the truth is leaking out, and Blake Lively may not be able to keep it together for much longer.
About the last 2 years of my life, but tonight is not the forum.
So does that mean she's going to do an Oprah interview? Oh my God, bring it on.
What I will speak to separately is the feeling of being a woman who has a voice today.
Sorry, I keep interrupting, but I got a commentary, and I'm so sick of her saying, a woman who has a voice today, as if she didn't have a voice previously. Girl, you have one of the loudest voices I've seen in Hollywood. You stole the entire damn movie from Justin. You threatened him. I will not promote this unless I get this. I will not do this unless you get that. I will not sign that until I get this. You have the biggest voice I've seen. I've watched far too many interviews. You're all about authorship and getting your way. So don't you dare keep trying to play like you are a woman that doesn't have a voice.
And since I could speak, because of the pain, caution, and fight of the many women who have paved the way and the men who stood beside them.
Oh, thank you all women for allowing me to take this man's movie and be a mean girl and do whatever I want. Thank you, women. I hope you're proud of me now. Are you proud, women? Let me know in the comments as you're watching.
Millions I will never know the name of, because every life, every act, big or small, affects another. Before I say more, I want to warn that I will speak about tonight covers trauma, so please feel free to step away if you need.
Yeah, just leave the gala. Go into the lobby, I guess. And sorry, because I got to share a story to help my PR.
My life was influenced most by my mother. Sitting here tonight, Willie Elaine McAlpin.
Oh, Blake's mother. Oh, I don't know what's worse, when celebrities need affection or if they need to have now their parents get affection.
She's an eternal optimist, and she's always leaving me messages, hooping and hollering and saying, "Whoop, life's just a bowl of cherries." It's true, always. And she'll get your number tonight, and she'll leave you those messages, so please be warned.
Oh my God, steer clear. Steer clear, people.
But at her urging and her unwavering bravery, she wanted me to share with you that she is a survivor of the worst crime someone can commit against a woman.
She's using the Time 100 gala to reveal this? Girl, did you forget you had a whole movie about this that you refused to talk about? That literally, someone's like, what do people do if they have this and they want to talk about the subject matter? Oh, they can get my social security number or my location share. I don't know. Like, you did everything in your power to avoid this topic. And you had a mom who went through it. And now you're dropping it out during this whole drama that's backfired on you. And you thought this is the time and place? And how convenient that People Magazine's there with their iPhone to catch and post this evening. Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
I've watched her conceal her raw and undeserved shame my entire life. So as her daughter, being asked to share this today is monumental.
Thanks, Mom, for giving me your moment so I can look like a victim through you. This is like when Amber took her assistant's story. Do you guys remember? I didn't think that she could get worse, but I'm speechless.
We name it, we change it. Just as our fellow Time 100 honoree, the incredible Giselle Pellicot, put it to every woman who understood. It's not for us to have shame. It's for them.
That quiet response from Blake Lively's team said everything. While her people avoided reporters and refused to answer any questions about her mother, Megyn Kelly was only warming up. What came next wasn't just a personal hit. It was a planned takedown. Carefully, Kelly moved from the claims about family use to something even more unsettling. A 10-year pattern of control and reinvention that made Blake Lively look not just mixed up, but possibly fake at her core. What we're seeing with Blake isn't one single mistake, Kelly said as a timeline appeared behind her, showing years of conflicting public comments. This is a deliberate pattern of image control that runs through her whole career. The crowd grew tense as Kelly played back-to-back interview clips. In one from 2018, Blake said she was randomly discovered while shopping. In another from 2019, she described a long, stressful audition process with many callbacks. These weren't small mix-ups. They were completely opposite stories. Then Kelly took aim at Blake's relatable fitness image. Here's Blake telling Vogue she hates working out and never exercises. Kelly said before showing clips from Blake's now-deleted Instagram stories of intense training sessions with celebrity trainer Don Saladino. So which Blake should fans believe? Kelly asked. The woman who avoids the gym, or the one who spends thousands on top-level training? The contradictions kept stacking up. Kelly shared comments from 3 former Gossip Girl co-stars who said Blake often took credit for lines they improvised or scenes written by the writers. She gave interviews claiming creative input that never happened. One source said it felt like she couldn't stop herself. Fashion industry insiders backed this up. Kelly showed statements from stylist Camila Torres, who said Blake often made tiny changes to fully styled outfits, like adding a bracelet, and then told reporters she styled herself. We were told not to correct her, Torres said. Our job was to protect the story, but the biggest hit came when Kelly focused on Blake's constantly changing business origin story. In a 2022 Forbes interview, Blake said she built her company from nothing with no outside help. But Kelly showed official filings proving that wasn't true. Early money came from big Hollywood names and family connections. This company has more origin stories than Spider-Man, Kelly joked. Nervous laughter spread through the room. Blake's shifting interviews were then played one after another. In one, she credits her grandmother's recipes. In another, a random European bartender. In yet another, a gap in the market she claims she found herself. The result was confusing. This isn't a personal journey, Kelly said. It's a constantly changing script. Things got even more awkward when Kelly addressed Blake's claim that she designed her own Met Gala dress. 3 different designers shared emails and sketches proving it was their work, she said. But Blake told several outlets it was her idea, her hands, her creativity. Kelly showed the proof on screen. And how does Blake respond when these contradictions are pointed out? Kelly answered that too. She shifts the story. She changes it again. Or she suggests we misunderstood her. But when this keeps happening, we have to ask, when does it become intentional lying? By now, the room was clearly uncomfortable. And then, just when it seemed Kelly was done tearing apart Blake's professional image, she turned to the golden couple's private life. Let's talk about timing, Kelly said with a knowing smile. On the screen appeared a grid of the couple's most viral social media moments. Playful jokes, surprise visits, sweet red carpet moments. Now let's line those up with their brand launches and movie releases. The results were unsettling. Almost every spontaneous and heartwarming post showed up within 2 days of a major business move. According to Amelia Davidson, a former publicist who worked briefly with the couple in 2021, those cute social media moments weren't random at all. Every post is written and approved ahead of time. She told Kelly there's a full team behind every caption and every surprise. Nothing goes out without a plan. Even the viral moment when Blake surprised Ryan on a movie set wasn't real. A production assistant confirmed Blake's visit was scheduled weeks ahead. They had 3 photographers waiting. She arrived, took photos, and left after 20 minutes. The next day, it was everywhere as a sweet, unplanned moment. Then came a harsh section about paparazzi control. Kelly showed side-by-side photos of the couple caught off guard over the years. But something felt wrong. The poses looked almost the same, the angles perfect, the outfits carefully matched. They've built relationships with photographers, Kelly explained. These aren't surprise shots. They're photo shoots pretending to be candid moments. Their real-life scenes are often rehearsed, just like a movie. Interior designer Marcus Chun then spoke up. He had worked on one of their homes and shared something surprising. The house shown in magazines like Architectural Digest is a set, a stage. Their real home looks nothing like that. It's all made for pictures and storytelling. But the most shocking part came from former friends of the couple. At first, we were happy to support them, one anonymous source told Kelly. But eventually, everything felt fake. Every dinner, Every message, just more content for the brand. You're not a friend, you're a prop. Another former friend agreed. When the cameras are gone, they're different, colder, more businesslike. It's like they stop acting. Kelly's final hit was a data chart showing the couple's public affection online. Notice the spikes, she said. Every time rumors about trouble appear, there's a sudden flood of posts, more kisses, more jokes, more behind-the-scenes looks. This isn't random. It's planned. By the time she finished, the feeling in the room had completely changed. The once envied lively Reynolds image now looked like a house of cards, carefully built, heavily sold, and close to falling apart. For years, Blake and Ryan sold the world a fairy tale. But because of Kelly's deep dive, that illusion is starting to crumble, one rehearsed moment at a time.
Essentially positioned yourself as the face of your many businesses, which obviously has a huge upside. You can feature Deadpool in these commercials. People know who you are. The downside is you cannot always control what the internet is saying about you.
What I love is he's like, oh, is this softball interviewer actually trying to go somewhere that I told her we're not allowed to go? He's like,
what the headlines are saying about you. So how has that media attention impacted your brand, your businesses?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. And she didn't ask the elephant in the room, but she kind of did, right? She's like, how does all the negative attention affect your businesses? Because if you scroll through the comments of this video, Team Justin all the way. But let's hear his response.
You know, no, it's like Tina Fey says, if you're feeling good about yourself, just go online. You know.
I mean, that's true, but of course he has to position himself right away as the victim.
Which is so true. Honestly, I give a lot of talks to students about storytelling and about, how you can do it in different buckets. You can do it in unexpected ways. My company's North Star is bringing people together in smart, fun, and unexpected ways. And when I do these talks, sometimes the last one I did, I mentioned that the greatest superpower I ever had in my life, I'm not talking about just my career or anything, was knowing who I am. And when you're young and you're in your 20s, at least I was, you're trying on personalities like they're shirts. I mean, you're literally just, I'll be this person, I'll be that person. And one day you've stolen from 1,000, so you're a genius, not a thief. And
thank you for finally admitting you stole it from.
While guests at the TIME100 Gala were still trying to process Megyn Kelly's shocking revelations, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were already in full panic mode. Their phones started buzzing within minutes. Urgent texts and calls poured in from managers, agents, and publicists. This wasn't just a PR problem. It was a total breakdown. According to celebrity crisis manager Tessa Winters, what followed was not a normal cleanup effort. This was emergency mode, she explained. A 5-alarm fire response, the kind used only when a career is in serious danger. Their damage control plan had clearly been practiced ahead of time. And just like that, the machine kicked into gear. And less than 45 minutes after rushing out of the gala, Blake's Instagram suddenly posted something new. A warm, never-before-seen photo of her baking cookies with her kids. A sweet family moment, perfectly timed to push back against Kelly's claim that Blake barely takes part in the family life she often promotes to fans. But people in the media weren't fooled. Entertainment reporter Marco Sanchez confirmed the photo came from a private image vault run by Blake's PR team. They keep photos like this ready for moments exactly like this, he said. It's not natural, it's planned. And the moves didn't stop there. By 9 a.m. the next morning, 3 big entertainment outlets had released glowing stories about Blake's upcoming movies. Nothing risky, nothing questioning, just praise-filled articles and carefully chosen quotes. Media analyst Jordan Chin explained it clearly. These weren't natural stories. They were written in advance feel-good pieces. Her team called in favors from friendly editors. The timing wasn't an accident. It was planned. Then came the most predictable move in celebrity crisis playbooks, public charity. Less than 24 hours after Kelly's takedown, Blake publicly announced a $250,000 donation to a maternal health charity. Crisis PR expert Vanessa called it out for what it was. When your image takes a hit, the oldest trick is to shift to looking generous. Donate to a cause that fits your image. Blake as the loving mother giving back. It's straight from the handbook. Meanwhile, social media experts noticed something odd. Digital forensics specialist Devon Williams reported a flood of strangely similar positive comments hitting Blake and Ryan's Instagram pages. Within the first 12 hours, about 8,000 comments appeared across 3 platforms. Same wording, same tone, posted seconds apart. This was clear bot activity. They paid for engagement to make it look like public support. Damage control also reached live television. Ryan was supposed to appear on a popular morning show a few days after the gala, but the appearance was suddenly cancelled. Officially, it was blamed on a sudden throat illness. But according to a production assistant, Ryan's team had spent days pressuring producers to make Kelly's comments off limits. When the producers refused, Ryan suddenly became too sick to show up. Even behind the scenes, the control didn't stop. 3 different journalists confirmed they were contacted by the couple's representatives and offered exclusive access and interviews. On one condition, no mention of Megyn Kelly or the gala controversy in future stories. Some agreed, others refused, but the impact was already clear. What Megyn Kelly revealed wasn't just about Blake and Ryan. It opened a door that can't be shut again. Every perfect Instagram post, every sweet red carpet moment now comes with a question mark. Are we seeing real people or characters built for branding? Blake and Ryan's image machine keeps running. More family photos, more polished captions, more charity work. But something important has changed. Fans are starting to ask questions they never asked before. The empire is cracking. The illusion is breaking. And Megyn Kelly, she's not getting a Christmas.